The next question, the member for Don Valley North.
Thank you, Speaker. My question is to the Solicitor General. Speaker, I often talk about auto thefts and carjackings in this House, mainly because 33 Division is among the hotspot for car theft and is in my riding. Speaker, even the Federal Justice Minister is not immune to this crime. 2 government vehicles assigned to him were stolen. One, and only one, was recovered. Michael Roth, President and CEO of the Canadian Finance and Leasing Association, said in an interview with Maclean's, quote, "We are a very safe country in many ways, but freedom isn't free. Solving the car theft problem will actually help solve a lot of other issues too."
Question.
End quote. Speaker, I welcome the news of the Preventing Auto Theft grant funding. Can the Solicitor General please elaborate on how the government funding will help to tackle this urgent issue? Thank you.
The Solicitor General.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I want to thank my colleague opposite for the question. There's never been a government more concerned about public safety than our government, led by Premier Ford. And we have acted, Mr. Speaker. The member is correct. Last week, we announced the first sums of money that will be going as part of our $51 million investment to fight auto theft throughout our province. And, Mr. Speaker, it's serious, because every few minutes, somewhere in Ontario, a car is getting stolen, and it's completely unacceptable. And that's why I continue to call on our federal counterpart to meet me at the border, to meet me at the Port of Montreal, to open the containers that are being loaded onto the ships and see for yourself. That's where our cars are going. It's completely unacceptable, and we will do everything we can, Mr. Speaker, to continue to keep Ontario safe.
Supplementary question.
Thank you, Speaker, and thank you for the Solicitor General for the information. Speaker, vehicle-related crimes cost Ontarians not only property losses, but they also rob people and their family of a sense of safety and security. Speaker, the Ontario government is doing its job to combat this issue, but we cannot achieve an effective solution without active participation from our federal government. To paraphrase Michael Roth in the same interview with Maclean's, U.S. Homeland Security is much more engaged than Canadian Border Services Agency, and our borders are not more porous. Canadians are so frustrated to see containers with stolen vehicles going up to other countries. Speaker, can the Solicitor General tell this House whether a timeline has been set for all levels of government to sit down together to address this crisis, and are there any public education programs planned in the near future to inform vehicle owners about car theft prevention?
Solicitor General.
Mr. Speaker, and I want to thank my colleague for the question again. Last Friday, I joined with the Premier and our caucus colleagues in Peel Police Services to announce the first $18 million as part of the $51 million that will be invested. And I want to identify some of the municipalities that are going to be getting some of the money. Chatham-Kent, $879,000. York Region Police, $900,000. Toronto, $900,000. Hamilton, almost $900,000. And there's a greater list. The member is also correct. Our federal and our provincial and territorial ministers met in Bromont, Quebec. This was discussed in the meeting, and we all said, the other provincial ministers said with me to our federal counterpart, you must do something at the border, you must step up border safety, you must go to the Port of Montreal, and you must see for yourself.